Back again with another YouTube video. It's your boy Orion G. Today we're gonna react to WWE has a big problem that nobody is talking about. Let's get right into the video.
The WWE calendar in 2025 is the most unique it's ever been. The 2025 Royal Rumble took place on February 1st, marking a departure from the traditional Rumble month of January. In a weird move, WWE also booked a Saturday Night's main event show just 7 days before the Big 4 PLE, which made a lack of sense, and even Triple H himself addressed the timing issues on the post-Rumble press conference. But if this wasn't bad enough, WrestleMania 41 was then in the second half of April, and due to this, the build was a lot longer than usual, and subsequent events following the show of shows are now coming in at a lightning pace. Unfortunately, while solid creative can usually turn this around, this isn't the case here, and WWE have too much going on at once, and it's becoming highly detrimental to the quality of their overall.
And a lot of comments from just fans and different, just wrestling in general. There's a lot of things going on with it. People are not liking the product. I enjoy the product, but you got to give it time. Because some stuff isn't going to be well. Some stuff isn't going to be good. But there's always going to be something good with it. And over time, it has to grow on you in a sense. Certain storylines, they build it up. So hold on.
Product. How much is too much? Is WWE putting quantity over quality? Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification 2025. The post-WrestleMania PLE is usually 4 or so weeks after WrestleMania. This allows the post-Mania hype to die down a little, and WWE can reset their product as they move into their next season. The issue this year is that WWE have had 3 weeks between WrestleMania 41 and Backlash, and it's even less than 3 weeks considering WrestleMania Night 2 took place on Sunday. This has led to a Rush Backlash card that has failed to generate any buzz whatsoever.
Well, that means they're gonna have to push Backlash. They should start pushing Backlash a couple more weeks later, if the build. But nah, don't do that. I'm just thinking about something.
However, the main event of the show is John Cena defending his WWE Championship against Randy Orton. This is the perfect match to have on Cena's retirement tour, but for 2 weeks of build, WWE have done both men a complete disservice. There is decades of history to explore with these two men, yet WWE have been forced to rely on video packages to sell the feud rather than intense promo exchanges between the two men. A lot of fans were under the impression that Orton would be Cena's final ever opponent. Whilst the back catalogue between the two men has some infamous matches, the rivalry is iconic, and Orton would have been suitable in the role.
I feel like this will be a good match.
However, with WWE labeling the match as a final encounter, there's zero chance of that happening. This match occurring for the final time should feel huge and momentous, but it somehow doesn't, and this is mainly down to a lack of substantial TV time devoted to the build itself. It also doesn't help that fans aren't still fully on board with Cena's heel turn. The motivations from Cena still feel vastly undeveloped, and the feud between Cena and his arch-rival should have been able to explore these motivations, but literally nothing has occurred between the two that has hinted at Cena's newfound morals.
What's your favorite Cena color attire?
It's been a total disappointment. The TKO effect. The TKO are evidently putting a big focus on cramming in as many shows as humanly possible. Whilst this could be a good idea, it can be highly detrimental. TKO obviously don't have an issue with this. As far as they're concerned, they're getting sellouts for these major events and getting carried away with charging a substantial amount of money for tickets. So as far as they're concerned, there could be a PLE every single weekend for the rest of 2025, as long as the moolah keeps rolling in. The 2025 PLE calendar. Over the next calendar month, WWE has Backlash, Saturday Night's main event, and Money in the Bank. Backlash is well documented for having a terrible build this year, and WWE definitely need to space out the post-round.
I mean, I know that this main event right here, I think this should be the main event. I think it will be. This might be, I don't know if it will be the match of the night, but there could be another match that ends up being the match of the night. We just have to see.
WrestleMania PLE in future years. When it comes to Saturday Night's main event, fans collectively groan whenever WWE announced a new installment of the once popular TV special. When they first brought the concept back, they marketed the show like it was going to be something special and unique. The show was going to feel epic, and the show would in essence be must-see television. Unfortunately, that isn't the case, and it could be argued that the show is even less important than a regular edition of Raw or SmackDown. For the next installment of the Saturday Night's Main Event series on May 24th, WWE only have 2 weeks to build a show following Backlash. This is simply not enough time to make fans care about the show at all.
Well, I actually like pay-per-views being right after each other so quick. I don't mind it. But if they don't know what they're doing as far as the booking, then they gotta take their time, I guess.
The poster for the event features John Cena on the front, and Cena, as things stand, is the only name confirmed for the show. There is speculation that Cena won't even wrestle on the show and instead will cut some type of promo. And if this is the case, what is the point of marketing the entire event around a man that won't compete on the show? WWE's deal with NBC Universal states that they will produce 4 Saturday Night Main Event specials each year for the next 5 years. WWE aren't giving NBC Universal their money's worth, as these shows are glorified house shows and don't warrant a top billing on TV. This is the type of behavior that could land WWE in hot water. In 5 years' time, the product could be lukewarm and the media rights could be worth a lot less. When they're basically taking advantage of their contract with these media companies, the media...
I just gotta give it time, you know. We still in the beginning of a new era. It's only been, what, a year? Because 2024 is like when the new era started for WWE, so...
media company isn't going to be remotely willing to renew or even negotiate a new deal. WWE and TKO are taking their current success for granted, and it's not a good look. After WWE delivers another inevitably underwhelming Saturday Night's Main Event, just 2 weeks later they'll present Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is considered by many to be an unofficial Big 5 PLE, and this is a show that deserves more than 2 weeks of build. All the top stars are set for this show, and it's even rumored that Roman Reigns will be back in time for the show itself. These shows need time.
Definitely looking forward to Money in the Bank, because that's one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. And it's Money in the Bank. Person cashes in. They could either cash in on the same night, and you never know who will win the Money in the Bank.
Time to breathe, and the stories on the match card need time to get fans invested. Whilst it could be argued that the two respective ladder matches don't need building up, there will no doubt be a John Cena WWE title match on the card. If WWE listens to fans and delivers a Cena vs CM Punk showdown on the card, this can't suffer the same...
That would be a good match, CM Punk and Cena for the last time since his last year.
fate as Cena vs Orton, and just have 2 calendar weeks to explore their established rivalry. It's also rumored in late June, WWE will present another show from Saudi Arabia. The show is rumored to be Night of Champions, and if the rumors are correct, just a few weeks later, they will bring back the Evolution PLE for only the 2nd time. Other events set following this are another Saturday Night's Main Event just 7 days.
I was surprised they even brought back Saturday Night's Main Event. That's a classic. That's WWF. I used to have the DVD of Saturday Night's Main Event. It was like I said, WWF, the 80s and stuff when they used to have the show.
Days later, and then WWE will pick up the build to the 2-night SummerSlam event. This is far too much. There's content left, right, and center, and it's becoming hard to follow. WWE are expecting their fans to consume all of these shows. They're expecting fans to sell out all of them. At what point do they realize that maybe they should slow down and deliver a solid and sensible number of events per calendar year? A 2-night SummerSlam. Speaking of SummerSlam, fans were alarmed when they discovered that WWE were making SummerSlam 2025 a 2-night event and selling
That's brilliant because WrestleMania is 2-night, so you might as well make SummerSlam 2-night. Because SummerSlam is like the 2nd biggest event of the year besides WrestleMania.
2 distinct tickets for each respective night. Firstly, the idea of a 2-night SummerSlam event is a questionable move in itself. Last year's show was nothing special, and there's no way that the match card could be divided into 2 nights. The main event of the show was Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa.
I mean, they could do it if they can like fit it all in the time frame and get all the matches like booking wise, get all of them all in the same time. Like I just stated.
Fans claimed that it was a match that could barely main event Battleground, let alone SummerSlam. A 2-night SummerSlam is highlighting TKO's utter greed, as there was never any demand to see this particular event extend to 2 nights. Even Triple H discussed the 2-night format in 2025, and according to the game, he has no interest in making other shows 2 nights. There's a large part of me that wants to come out there and slap the crap out of you for asking me that. I'm not doing 2-night pay-per-views once a month. There's just too much shit. Let's just get that out of the way. The fact that the head of WWE Creative is saying this shows that it is completely a TKO move.
You tell him how you feel, Triple H. You the one that's booking. You the creative. You make all the decisions. Well, I don't know if you make all the decisions, but you make the decisions, I guess, with like booking or the part of the creative.
Triple H is just making the creative plans around an executive call from TKO. Now, it was later announced that WWE will be selling premium tickets for the SummerSlam event priced at $40,000. When this was first announced, fans were convinced that it was some type of error, but it was legit. Whilst the ticket includes ringside seats,
Dude, I mean, what you expect? WrestleMania cost a lot.
And a meet and greet, $40,000 to attend a wrestling show is just absurd. And the fact that tickets sold out incredibly quickly was a sign that TKO knows that they can milk the fans dry when it comes to every cent they have. So what is the point? At this point, all these so-called major events are blending together without any of them standing out whatsoever. Triple H has been called out recently for failing to book anything meaningful on shows outside of Mania and SummerSlam, and these criticisms have a ton of validity. It's almost as if there are only two shows that truly matter, yet WWE and TKO are still expecting fans to part ways with life-altering amounts of money to attend B shows and even sometimes C-level shows. Or will WWE learn? WWE being in a position to produce this many shows is only possible because the product is still perceived as red hot, and they have stars such as John Cena and CM Punk confirmed for these shows. Back in prior years, WWE have gone through periods of delivering multiple pay-per-views in a set period, and these shows were greatly underdeveloped. Pay-per-view buy rates for shows such as Hell in a Cell 2011 are signs that when it comes to pro wrestling, less is more, and loading the calendar with events isn't always a recipe for success. WWE and TKO are without a doubt taking advantage of the way the product has been consumed in recent years, and as they carry on delivering shows the level of WrestleMania, this is going to massively backfire. A lot of fans who attend WrestleMania felt shortchanged. The main event between Cody Rhodes and John Cena was labeled by some as one of the worst WWE matches of the modern era.
And I think because of that is because of the finish, Cena, his, the antics, just the finish, I guess, and then what's the name? Like Cena being a heel, kicking him, and then Cody not hitting him with the title. It was just a lot for this match. Travis Scott coming out, and then people wanted The Rock to come out instead.
Not to mention, ticket prices for Night 2 were through the roof. If WWE and TKO are going to charge life-altering amounts of money for shows, even if it's WrestleMania, then the show, no matter what it is, must deliver on all accounts, and the fans should leave the show feeling like they've definitely got their money's worth. What do you guys think of the current...
Alright, that was WWE has a big problem that nobody is talking about. Tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, Uriah out.